Welcome to Greater Grace Hyderabad Foundation class. Last time we have taught the first part on sin, and today we will see the first class second part on hell. We had said last time that sin results in death, and there are three kinds of death. One is the spiritual death, where the spirit dies inside of a man. And then the second death is the physical death, where the body dies. And the third death is when the soul, that is the person, is thrown into hell. That is what the Bible teaches about these three kinds of death. And today we'll learn about the nature of hell. This is the biblical truth that after we die, there are only two places, heaven and hell. So what is the nature of hell, so that we can understand and we can even warn people about how to escape this eternal punishment. So first of all, where is hell? If we look at Amos chapter 9 verse 2, Amos chapter 9 and verse 2. Here it says that though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. So here it says that a person can dig into hell. This implies that hell is inside the earth. Scientists were drilling a hole to find some oil in Siberia, and as they were drilling, suddenly the drill started going very wide. That means that it had not encountered any hard surface. It was very free to rotate very fast. So they removed this drill, and they could hear some voices, screaming voices of people. And they put a microphone down into this place as much as it could go. And they recorded some screams, like people yelling for help, people crying out with unbearable cries. So scientists have found out that if you dig, you can come across a place where you can hear the screams of people. That event was recorded in newspapers, and you can even check it on the internet. Voices from hell. So here the Bible says that you can dig into hell. That means hell is located inside the earth. Somewhere inside the earth is hell. And deep down there is a place called hell. And in reality we have these volcanoes. These volcanoes, they spew out lava. These volcanoes are the pressure cooker vessels for the earth, because the temperature in hell becomes so hot, and God has created these volcanoes to release the temperature that is inside the earth. And so these volcanoes are a sign that hell exists under the earth, and it just spews out hot, unbearable lava. So hell is under the earth. So the next question is, what is the characteristics of hell? What do we know about hell from the Bible? Actually, Jesus Christ was a hellfire preacher. He preached many times about hell to warn the people, and he did not want people to go to hell. So let us see what Jesus Christ himself speaks about hell. We'll look at Luke chapter 16. You can even read this whole chapter of Luke, and you will get to know more characteristics about hell. but I will give you only two verses from verse 23 to 24. The nature of hell. Luke 16, 23 to 24. The first thing we see here is that this is the story of a man who was a rich man and a poor man who was a beggar named Lazarus. And both of them died. And one person who was rich was taken to a place called hell. We'll look at verse 23. Luke 16 verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. So here notice the words. Jesus is saying that in hell there are flames, and this man was tormented in these flames. So hell is a place of fire. No one would like to be immersed in fire. But in hell there is fire. And if you put your hand on the fire, you cannot keep it for more than few seconds. And imagine the whole body, your eyes, a person's tongue, ears, everything is immersed in fire. What would that experience be like? So a sinner is going to be in flames of fire in hell. So hell is a place of fire according to Jesus Christ. That means it is not a place where there is relaxation. Fire means pain. So that is the second thing what Jesus Christ tells. This man was tormented in these flames. So it is a place of torment. Torment or extreme pain. Torment means extreme pain. So in hell, there is no kind of relief for a person. The person is going through tremendous physical, mental, emotional pain from God Himself. You may say, why is God tormenting a person so much? Because the person has sinned against God. And the wages of sin is the wrath of God, the anger of God. Pain is the anger of God on sin. God cannot allow sinners into heaven. Every sinner has committed a crime against God, and they have to bear the wrath of God. The wrath of God is pain, not joy. So in hell, there is torment for a sinner. That's why it's very important for a person to get their sins forgiven, so that they can escape hell. So hell is a place of torment or extreme pain. And another thing Jesus said in these verses, He said, let Lazarus come and dip his finger in just a drop of water and give it to me. So, but he was not given even water. You can read this whole chapter. And that means that hell is a place of thirst. It's a place of thirst. You're not going to get cold drinks there. You're not going to get water bottles. You're not going to get any kind of lemonades. You're not going to get any kind of refreshing drinks there. No ice, nothing. When there is fire, there is heat. So when you have heat, you are dehydrated. You are thirsty. You cannot live without water for a few days here on this earth. And imagine in hell, there is not even one drop of water given to us. That will be a horrible experience. So hell is a painful place where there is no water at all. It's a place of thirst. And then we will look at Matthew chapter 8 and verse 12. Matthew 8 and verse 12 to see something else about hell. Here it says, "But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." So here it says that in Matthew 8 verse 12, it says, they will be cast out into outer darkness where there is weeping, that means crying. So a place of weeping. Weeping means intense crying. The person is crying from the depth of his soul, and there is no answer for those tears. Obviously, a person will cry who is in pain, and this place is a place of torment. Definitely there will be weeping. Imagine all the people around a person in hell are crying so loudly. Imagine the decibel of those voices, how loud decibels those voices will be, and those voices will be unbearable to the ears of a person. The ears of a person will be tormented by the cries of people in hell. Right now we can't bear if dogs are barking when we are trying to sleep. We can't bear it. And when somebody is making a lot of noise, we don't like it. Just one vessel in the house falls with a loud noise, we get so startled. And imagine there, so much of noise, so much of crying, loud crying, that is weeping. And the person is in pain there. Another thing Jesus said is that they are put in outer darkness. So hell is a place of darkness. There is no light in hell. It's a place of darkness. You may ask the question, if there is fire, how come there is darkness? Fire brings light. But here Jesus is saying there is darkness in hell. How can we come to agreement about this fire and darkness? It seems contradiction that fire should bring light, but there is darkness. The answer is understood in the nature of the fire. On earth, we have known two kinds of fires. One fire, if we look here, is the fire of a candle. This is the yellow and orange flame fire. The yellow and orange flame, we can even touch it with our hand or with our spittle, and it can be quenched. It can be put off. The yellow and the orange flame fire of the candle is not very hot, although we cannot bear it, but the temperature is not very hot of this fire. Then we also know the fire of a gas cylinder, and that is the blue and white fire. This blue and white fire is much more higher in temperature than the candle fire, and we cannot bear both of them also. But the third kind of fire which man has knowledge about, scientists have knowledge about, but not many people know about, is the black flame. The black fire. On the sun, they say that some of the fire that it emits is black fire, black flames. And this fire is the fire in hell. So the fire in hell is a black flame fire. That's why there is darkness in hell, and we cannot see anything. So hell is a place of darkness. It's not a contradiction by Jesus Christ that there is fire and no light, because the flame is a black flame, which is not seen here on this earth. The temperature of the black flame is in thousands of degrees, so we don't know that kind of heat right now. Only the people in hell will experience that heat. And then we will see Matthew chapter 25 verse 41. Matthew 25 and verse 41. Here it says, "Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels." Matthew 25 verse 41. So this Jesus is saying, you are cursed. It is cursed. Hell is a cursed place. A place that is not a blessed place. There is no fan, there is no light, there is no bed to sleep, there is no medicines, there is no air condition, there is no family, there is no friends for you. There is only pain and weeping and thirst. So it is not a blessed place, it is a cursed place. And that's why we should not go to any cursed places. Nobody will want to go to a cursed place. And then we will also, Jesus also said something else here. It is an everlasting fire. Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire. That means it is forever. Hell is forever. There is no ending to hell. Forever and ever, the person will be burning in hell who is a sinner. 1 million years, the person is still in hell. 10 million years, 1 billion years, the person is still in hell. We cannot experience fire for 1 day, but years and years and years. Imagine the torment of a sinner in hell. And that's why we need to be people who warn others about hell. So hell is forever. And then Jesus said it is a place of devil and his angels. A place of devils. It is a place for devils. Hell was not created for mankind. God did not want any human being to go to hell. That was not his nature. Hell was created for the devil, that is Satan, and his angels, the evil angels that followed him. God doesn't want you to go to hell. But in hell, there are devils and angels and criminals and sinners. Imagine they will be cursing God. In hell, they will be cursing God and they will be abusing God. They are all criminal spirits and criminal human beings who are there. And those kind of people will be there in hell. All murderers, all kinds of adulterers, all kinds of evil people will be there. And lastly, hell in verse 14 of Revelation, chapter 14 of Revelation. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 10. The last part about hell. Revelation 14 and verse 10, it says, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God," that is hell. The wrath of God is hell. And people will drink of it, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And so it is poured out upon people. Indignation means anger. Because of his anger, it is poured upon sinners. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So they will be tormented with fire, as we have seen in the first point, and with brimstone. So Revelation 14 verse 10. What is this brimstone? This brimstone is similar to coals. If you know coals, when you light coals, it gives a fire. But when you light brimstones, when brimstone is put on fire, then it gives a sulfur-like bad smell. The smell is bad. Coals do not give a bad smell, but brimstone give a dirty smell. It is like staying next to a garbage can. which is emitting bad odor. So in hell, the smell will be bad and foul smell, a place of bad smell. Hell is a place of bad smell because it is coming from this brimstone. So these are the characteristics of hell. A person who is a sinner, who has not got their sins forgiven by Jesus Christ, will be cast into this place which is full of fire and full of torment and pain for their body, for their soul, and they will be not having any kind of water to drink, a place of weeping, place of darkness, a place which is going to be having bad smell. Imagine the nature of hell. Think about it. Consider what Jesus said about hell, and thank God if you are a believer for your salvation, and pray to God so that you can have a burden for others to share the gospel of salvation, which we will see in the next class, how a person can escape hell. So pray to God that God will use you also to have a burden for the lost, so that you can deliver people by pointing them to Jesus Christ for their salvation from hell. Thank you. This ends the first class, part B. This is the ending of it, and hope to see you next time for the next class. Thank you.